So it seems like, fingers crossed, I actually got the microphone a little bit more set up as far as the picking up of my voice, because before, when I was testing this out earlier, I was basically eating the microphone the entire time I was trying to talk. And unfortunately, it seems like maybe 50 or 60% of the stuff I was saying wasn't even picked up, which kind of makes making a video export of this kind of uh, less than enticing. Kind of a shame that we have to skip the cinematics, but I'm not the one that wants to have the, what do you even call it? It's a strike of some kind. A Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the title of it was, but anyway. So basically, what this says is, hey, you're playing Rohan. Don't expect them to be excellent at anything besides cavalry, which is probably going to be brutally true. Alright, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna make Awen basically our main battle donkey, we'll say. Give her as much cavalry as we possibly can. Hopefully it makes sense in the end. So we've got a bunch of lancers so far. We've got the Helmingas, which are, I think, at this point in time, one of only two infantry-based cavalry compared to shock cavalry that we have available. And we have scouts. This is the other infantry-based cavalry, although they do, as the tooltip says, use a missile weapon before actually charging in, which, in my test beforehand, was fairly effective, actually. Okay, so basically, what I'm gonna go through and do real quick is build up as many of our frontline cities here with as many defenses as I can, because I mean, I'm sure this garrison would probably stand up fairly well to Sharku's army, but I'm not taking any chances because they've already got Urukai Spearmen. So, I'm going to send Captain Hairline here off to the, what I believe is the east. Yeah. Right, because then when you come over here, you've got the Noldor. And off west is Valinor. which it would be very cool if they had been able to increase the overall size of the map to at least like put a bit of land out there that represented Valinor. It would have been pretty cool, but I understand why they may not have been able to do it, or maybe they just plain and simple weren't interested in doing so. Which is fine. You don't always get everything you want. So right now, let's see, we've got Alerts here with some of his troops. And all we've got basically are Legolas and Aragorn, which are ranged units, as you'd expect. Then Gimli with, what does he have? That's showing he has Rangers of the North, but that is not actually what he has. He's got a Dwarven bodyguard unit. I don't remember what they're called, but they're a pretty decent unit. Now, would it be enough to take on Lurtz and the Orc Raiders and whatever these are? Possibly. One infantry unit, two archers, one cavalry against Lurtz. And you know Lurtz is going to be his well, scouts, I guess, aren't too impressive. Let's actually check out their range. 170. 70 and 170. And oh, well, these are only the Rangers of the North. So it's not going to say what Legolas actually has. But I'd imagine that they have both pretty decent ranged units. It's a hard choice to make, but I think what we're gonna do here with Gandalf and Éomer is meet them up, swing back around with both of them and take on Haldirith, assuming, of course, that all of these guys stay in there, which, I mean, is probably a pretty good 50-50 chance. We'll find out. I think we'll leave them in there. Wait at least until Eowyn's somewhere near Ginyard. So right now, as I said, we're just going to keep going through and reinforce what we can, build up what we can, which seems we might have already reached the absolute limit of. Kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. And I think, well, I was going to say I think we'll just take them on and pray for the best, but it seems that's not to be. We've actually got the dead men. Not as impressive as I was hoping, but you know, it's a free army of dead men. Sure, I'll take it. Now, actually, while we're here, you know, Eowyn needs at least one more archer. For my preferences, anyway. Alright, 9,300. I will take that. Keeping good versus evil. Strongest faction. Yep. You damn right we are. Rohan. Kick ass. As long as we don't have to go into a city, because then, I mean, we're kind of useless. But if we're not, we're perfectly good. We'll rip the ever-loving innards out of anybody. Excepting Isengard with their Uruk-hai spearmen. They might give us a little bit of trouble. It almost looks like... It looked like an agent from how I was looking at it, but... obviously is not. It is a tree.
Orders, Lord.
Shocking. I know.
Lord, combining
Alright.
troops. Yes.
Now, let's see. So we've got one Helmingus, two Arid Lancers, and two Light Lancers, as well as one of the Scouts.
Move out.
Not exactly the most impressive Rohirrim army, but I will certainly take it. The next turn she'll have them.
Yes.
I don't think we can recruit the Helmingus yet. What was that? Population must increase. Oh, interesting. Let's see. So we don't really want to put any infantry in with her because that's just going to slow her down. At the moment, we don't need infantry. Should be all right. We've got all of those building facades. Let's see. Almost deep. So that's our infantry recruitment center. That's for sure. Like, even though they can recruit them, they don't actually start out with. Oh, see, there you go. They don't start out with the basics. They start out a step or two ahead of everybody else. Look at them. Look at them. How lovely. How lovely. So, basically, what we're going to do with the rest of our towns is increase our economy, which these trading posts actually do a pretty remarkable job of. Once we've got everything burning, the midnight oil, we'll be in a good spot. Granted, 9,300 gold per turn is actually pretty decent. I mean, in my view, if I was having $9,300 a week, or I guess in that case it would be a year, wouldn't it? So maybe not that great, but
Orders.
I'll still take it. Okay, so Lurtz's troops have abandoned him because they know that he's not going to last for much longer. I think with Wolberg, we're also going to make that an easternmost recruitment center. The Falisads and Stoberg up. Wade's got that going on. Then in Limlaith. They're already pretty well off as far as defenses go. So I think we're just going to throw in more traders.
Yes.
Because Lord knows,
Forward.
when you're at war with 16 different countries at once, you need a little bit of money.
Yes. Yes.
Right, Gandalf going over to Airmare. No other cavalry. Granted, we do have the missile cav, but I don't really want skirmisher calves. So
General.
actually, fine. We will get rid of them. Make a little bit more money.
Destroy.
And then destroy alerts. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, I love this quote. The scene in the movie that this quote belongs to doesn't always give me like goosebumps, but definitely, at least in my opinion, one of the best scenes in the movie.
Await my orders.
Aye, aye, LSR already getting bossy.
General. General. Units form up. Units. Tight formation.
Don't think we need
Stand and
skirmish on.
General.
Don't anticipate letting alerts get close enough to make us run away.
Quickly. Units.
Not sure what he's doing in a pit over there, but you know, if that's what he wants to do, he can go for it. I thought we were pretty close to the Allen Hen, but looks like we are not. I don't know. Could just be that they didn't have a custom asset for it, which, can I really blame them? No. Considering everything else they have in the mod, not really gonna complain. Now, it would be nice, of course, if we'd managed to get, like, right here. Even better if we'd been over here. But unfortunately, that's not going to be as easy as we would like. Now, what would be fine, I think, is if Lurtz goes up here, because even though he'll get the range bonus, don't think he'll have enough to hit us, but we would be able to hit him, I think. That's the hope, anyway. Though, I mean, seeing that he's going down pretty well with just, just under 200 archers firing at him, maybe he's really not that much to worry about. Granted, he does just have scouts, so I guess I shouldn't have expected too much. That would have been a real nice hill to have. Look at that. Whew. You imagine just standing right here, so looking down, and you've got all of this as a killing zone. Pretty decent, if you ask me. Pretty decent. Also, it seems like we actually can't hit him there, even though he's inside the fire zone. Wonder why that might be. Not that it's really all that big of a deal, but actually, we are Rohan after all. Let's go finish him with some cavalry, like we're supposed to. Now, the one thing I wish they'd have been able to do with a remastered version of Total War Rome is the insert function. I believe it was with the newer games. You could actually go into the unit. That would have been pretty nice. But I'm sure it was probably some hard-coded issue that they couldn't get past. Alright, guys, come on. They're scouts. We've already lost 2. Granted, they are lancers, but still, I mean, they should have been able to do this without losing anyone. Come on, keep going. He's standing right there. We need him dead, boys. We need him dead. Come on. Go, go, go. Oh, really? Really, really? What are you guys doing? Come on. Right there. Go for it. Really? They not go into this pit for some reason? That is very interesting. Well, it seems like Lars is going to escape us this time. Hop on triple speed.
We need fight no more. The enemy are in full flight, and the victory is yours.
Yeah, well, I'd rather have actually killed him, but, horses. Or at the very least, the men that ride them did not seem to want to do their jobs.
We shall rule.
Shown great courage and honor. Our men look up to him and wish him to be their leader. Yeah. I mean, let's do it. I think that means he becomes part of the Theoden's his father, huh? I don't think that's exactly how that would work, but sure, sure.
Chief,
The next turn he'll have
General,
another section of cavalry.
Lord,
I think with that
General.
we are good to go. Sorry for the popping there. I didn't realize that would show up in the microphone. So that's the thing that I don't really understand. Well, welcome to the family, I suppose. Before, when I was
General,
testing out the
move,
new microphone,
forward.
um,
Yes,
as I said in the beginning of the stream, I was basically eating it, and it still wasn't picking up my voice. But now it'll pick up
move
just
out.
the slightest snap, crackle, and pop of my bones, because it was indeed my fingers popping. Not that you needed to know that, but figured I'd offer it free of charge. Now let's see. Still can't recruit anyone, right? Because they were doing the Thalassades. Ramsburg, nope, we did not. Next one. Use your eyeballs, ladies and gentlemen. Use your eyeballs. Okay, everything's good over there. What's it saying here? Can't add this items. Yeah, that is unfortunate. 5 population growth. It doesn't seem though there's any way to affect population growth, at least as far as Helm's Deep goes. Somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Yep, see, there you go. Some population bonus there. Most of healing. Public order bonus. Population growth. Yeah, so there's a couple of ways to affect some of the spots, but not here in Helm's Deep, it seems.
Orders, General.
Very unfortunate.
Lord,
Okay,
Chief,
so
General.
let's get. What do we want to do with Aragorn? We've got Airmare and Gandalf
Reinforces.
heading north to Haldoreth, which, by the way, has reduced its garrison some. It's very handy for me. It looks as though we could send him east. Problem with that is, if he goes too far east, there's no replenishment for him, there's no recruitment for him. So, I think in that case, we'll still have Woldburg as our easternmost recruitment center. What we'll do is we'll bring Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas up over here again to help with Isengard, at least for the time being. How I'm going to use them exactly, I'm not sure yet, because
General.
we look at it, we'll have Eowyn with a pretty decent complement of the Rohirrim,
Yes.
and then we'll have to find or hope for another general to show up,
March.
into which we can throw some infantry. Now, said that. Yeah, and we don't have a whole lot we can do as far as recruitment for infantry goes. We've got experiment capability here, which I think we'll do. We do have axemen and warriors over here, but they can't be recruited yet.
General.
Suppose we could move the axemen over. We'll use Fulberg for now until we find whomever we want to use for the infantry general. Just use it as a staging point, I suppose. And keep going. Well, do they have? They have some spears. They do have some missiles. Okay, they do have skirmishers. But regardless of what they have, we've got a lot of cavalry. And we also have a crash. That's pretty unfortunate. Alright, give me just a second here, and we'll get back into it. No, we don't need a crash support, thanks. Yeah, that's looking at the trolls there, that's definitely going to be interesting if we ever have to fight them, because cavalry and trolls, not so certain that would go particularly well. But who knows? We might be surprised. Yeah, imagine living for 3,000 years on Middle Earth, having all the time in the world, and then all of a sudden you have none. Would that would really be quite unfortunate. Okay, fingers crossed we don't crash again. That would that would really be quite unfortunate. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. And maybe. Alright, looks like we got it. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. The Gray Company, huh? This is very interesting. I like that they actually added that. That's pretty cool. Now, I believe the Gray Company are Norian, aren't they? I could be wrong, but it got pretty nice design on them. I like the look of that. Now, let's have some fun. See, so we've got Lancers and Lancers. Then we've got Knights with AMR. Chargers. And then we've got some archers. So, basically the plan is hold them in place with the chargers and hit the flanks with arid light lancers. After, of course, having peppered them with the scouts. I don't want you to charge, I just want you to shoot at them, please. Thanks. Granted, accepting the spears, there isn't too much for us to worry about, so I think what I'm going to do is actually have the arid scouts target the spears. I'm going to bring the chargers over here. At least to match these 3 units here. Oh, there is more spears. Interesting. Okay. So cell sword and then bandit spearman. Right. Well, that is very inconvenient.
Cavalry,
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
my lord.
See how well they pull off a Cantabrian circle. Yep. Okay, well, they are going to kill all of them if we don't do something. So,
Fire at will.
question is, what do we do? At this point, charging headlong into spearmen is a stupid idea.
Cavalry,
So,
quickly.
what we're going to do is run
Quickly.
light lancers to the flanks.
Quickly, General. Quickly.
I'm not too worried about Gandalf and Éomer because they've already got a pretty significant amount of experience. And Gandalf only has 47, so that's not great. But what we definitely need to be doing is taking care of these rogues because they're starting to really cause some casualties.
Cavalry.
Bandit scouts, bandits. Are they keeping their spearmen close to the center? Interesting. Alright, well, nothing for it. I guess we just
Cavalry.
go on in. And, I mean, let's just get to whacking them, shall we? What do we got here? We got more bandits. Alright. Go for it, go for it.
General.
And let's see.
Run them to the ground.
We can get Éomer up there. See what sort of work he's going to put in. Hopefully something decent. Bandits were surprisingly sturdy. Very interesting. Okay, well. Hope that Éomer's perfect. Okay, so what we'll do is we will have Gandalf do some cleanup. Spears. Yeah, this was a pretty well, I was gonna say a pretty bad matchup, but I guess overall it's fine. There's a few too many spears for my liking, but
The warlord of the enemy army is running like a startled goat. Hunt him. Goats make good eating.
I suppose so. Never had goat, but guess if there's a man of Rohan saying they do taste good, well,
Double time. Quickly.
who am I to deny?
Cavalry.
Right, so
Cavalry. Cavalry. Move, move. The enemy warlord is dead, slain by your brave warriors.
excellent.
They're attacking us. Run.
Oh, yeah, let's have them take care of that. Yes, I know. It's terrible, terrible idea to have cavalry charge headlong into spearmen. I mean, it solved the problem, but probably gave us a lot more casualties than really needed. Yep, that's what the plan is. We're gonna hunt them down and slay as many as we can. Lord knows we're gonna need the experience. think that's probably good. You don't need to mop up every last one of them.
Victory! The cries of dying enemies are sweet music to our warriors.
True. Sweet music of death. Alright, so we've got all of our scouts recovered, which is nice. The light lancers take quite the beating in this one, but it's okay. We will recover what we need to eventually. Probably take them a couple of years, but it's all right. It's okay. They're not completely wiped out, so that's a good thing. Despite the fact that we drove some directly into the face of a spear wall. Okay. All right. So I don't really want to lay siege to it right this second. But frankly speaking, there's not a whole lot else we can do. Could retreat. Well, not necessarily retreat, but hide out for a minute, see if the rest of them leave, and then swoop in afterwards. Because we only have one unit of actual archer cav, and fighting in towns, specifically elven towns, is not very easy for cavalry to do. I suppose any town, not just specifically elven towns. Right. So let's bring the trio over. That's right. We never did get to Fulham, did we? Put all three of those in. Notice our income has fallen a little bit since we last checked, but it's okay. Do believe we've got quite the number of traders about to be completed, so that's certainly going to help. Well, there's two, it seems. Maybe three. Let's... There. For some reason, my phone decided that it was a perfect time to activate the microphone on that. Very helpful. We'll do some basic infantry recruitment there. Give a real quick click through. Stoberg. I think I'd like getting work on nation aids. Okay, everybody's doing all right. Got everybody covered. Cool. So let's keep Fengel on his way. Move up Aowen a little bit. Let's see, so we don't really need Charger Cav at the moment. Though, it would be nice to have them as a sort of, not so much cannon fodder, but basically a placeholder, if that makes sense. On the infantry there. Next turn, we'll have the other unit of spears, which we can throw in. And everything continues along. I think we're good for this turn. Oh, that is not exactly a welcome sight right here. Captain Malum. 3 units. I'm not worried about 3 units, but if they combine all of that, there's certainly going to be something to be worried about because we have a very small army. Fulham's ready to expand. Excellent. So we'll just pop that in right quick. See what else we got going on. Oldberg. Kind of on the front lines, but not really, because we've got the buffer with Gondor there. Let's see. Ooh. Could get the potential to recruit axemen and warriors, which would be nice, but I don't plan to use Aldberg as a recruitment center at the moment. So what I think we're just gonna do, some more trade going. Trade population benefits. Why not? Now Wildberg has completed the stables. Perfect, because now we can get some basic lancers, some missile cav. Again, don't plan to use those missile cav. So after some basic infantry recruitment, we'll go for the stables there again. Wade is in a way on the front lines. We do have the basic recruitment going, so let's what we want to do with them. It would be nice. Well, the question is, Helm's Deep basically is our easternmost recruitment. Now, it would be nice to have Fulberg as our northernmost, but Entwade is further along in the process, so I think that's what we're going to go for. They actually have the population here, not a huge amount. They do actually have the population that they would be able to recruit the axemen and warriors, which is quite necessary. Not that I'm expecting to make a huge use of the infantry at the moment, but without a doubt, they will come in handy. Good. Okay, so let's see. We've got 3 of the lancers, 2 of the light lancers. Good, good, good. So let's move them into Fulberg. 2 spears. Now, interesting that I missed that. Right, because I haven't finished. Well. Okay. Alright, so Helm's Deep. I would like to get a spy out there because, as far as I know, all we have is Diplomat. So, again, Helm's Deep is going to be our easternmost, no, westernmost. I might have said easternmost earlier. Bad. Going to be our westernmost recruitment center. So we definitely need to get them working on that. Limlaith, again, I think is just going to go for economics. Grimslade. Defenses, basic recruitment. Foldberg. Do some economics. That, I think, will do for that. Now, here's the question. Do we see what's going on with Flodgeld, Aragorn, or do we completely bypass it and bring him over to help out Eowyn? Because looking at this, we are in a little bit of trouble. Does have 2 units of archers, which is nice. What else can we do for Cav? Still the same. That's all right. Still waiting to see what happens with them. ceremony. That's... I don't know if that actually does anything, but it's cool to see things are going on. Alright, so what do we got now? We have better archers and aerial lancers. Okay, well, I know getting some more and more advanced horse archers will definitely help us. Just pop in even better stables. Eldwin is probably fine with some economics and basic recruitment. Same with the West March, Gineard. Go with recruitment. Again, they're on the front lines. They can't really recruit a whole lot. We are running out of money per usual. Oldham's going to expand in a couple of turns.
General.
Neither of them moved. Unfortunate, but it's alright. Some basic cav here. We don't really need to at the moment. So we'll just save a very small amount of money and see. Oh dear. Okay, well, Garsfeld.
General.
Do we want to siege them? Kind of don't really have much of a choice.
General. Kill them.
Although we actually can't. So that might work in our favor. If we don't have to, I would prefer not to.
General.
We'd like to get them some reinforcements, for sure. Speaking of, just
Yes.
let that go for now.
Yes.
Okay. Got some spears and some axes. Or whomever the next general might be. And I think moving Eowyn here, we will call the turn there.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, I guess at the end of all things, we don't really have a choice.
General.
Because if we bypass Garsfeld, come into Flojheld, or however you pronounce it, I'm sure I've absolutely butchered it a couple of times now. They will likely come up behind us, and the garrison here will hit us as well.
Attack. Begin
So,
siege.
I think what we're going to do,
Settlement under siege.
I think they'll probably need at least 2 turns to actually come over and attack us. That will give us a little time to damage the garrison.
General.
Now, a little bit more on what we got going on here, which is not much. It's fine. We've actually got quite a good amount income per turn. Let's see. That army over there has disappeared. Granted, it only had 3 units. And I'm not too worried about that. They know we're waiting out here. Here we can't. Stables. Foldham might be able to. What does he need? Light Lancers, Heavy Lancers, Chargers. So we can get another unit of Light Lancers then. Send them up to Airmare. Get him 2 of those. Not a whole lot going on, I know, here in the first. Almost hour at this point. Strongest faction is Gondor. Can't really say I'm too surprised about that. Not surprised. Alright, Dunharrow. So we'll get them doing some of those. Eldwin, still working on that. We can get the stables put in. West March, we'll do the same. Oh, that is interesting. Shouldn't really have been surprised. I didn't look that Limlaith was the same level of settlement.
Yes.
All good. No worries. We're doing a little bit of damage there. Got one more turn. Lochel didn't move. As the garrison goes. We're doing okay. Still like to see those new horse archers in action. Now, recruited a spy. Bring them up and see what they got going on. See, good thing I did. Oh, well, Garsfeld just gave up. Kinda sucks that we didn't get the experience, but right of the rhythm. And I realized I'd forgotten to switch the scene. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Oh boy. Well,
General, units form up.
you live and you learn.
Move.
Man, the FPS in this area is absolutely atrocious. I don't know why. It's got to be the fog, I think. Usually, the system does fine. I don't know what is going on.
Ready. Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire.
Yep, it's got to be the fog. That is insane. Wow. Okay, well, in this case, basically all we can do is pepper the ever-loving daylights out of them and hope that don't get too cocky. They were firing on our... Man, that is really unfortunate. I'm sorry that I forgot to switch the scene, guys. Oof. What really sucks about that too, besides the fact that that's kind of embarrassing, is that I'm going to have to cut out all that footage. Granted, nothing amazing happened, but that's a pretty significant portion of content there. I think it was like 15-20 minutes worth. Man, that makes me so sad. Oh,
Somebody fire at it.
that just means I gotta pay more attention next time. And next time I'll also know that if we come to a battlefield like this, just don't be close to the ground. Okay, so let's be firing at people that aren't almost completely annihilated, please. They actually, yeah, wow, look at that. They're withdrawing. Interesting. Kind of unfortunate because I'd prefer just to annihilate as many as possible, but I'll take it. If we can have Gimli destroy these raiders. Nope, don't do that. Kind of unfortunate that that's going on because it really limits the entertainment factor, but eh, not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. And I have a fairly decent system, but not perfect. Okay, well, thankfully Gimli hasn't lost any. They're routed. Well, we probably don't need to send them after them. At this point, we can just 3 times it and get this one over with. Whoa. Get as many of them down as we can. Not a huge lot left of them, which is good. Means one less army to deal with. Suppose we could have just 864, so less than 400 left. I will certainly take that.
Victory!
Lag through Grim. No. This march is ready for development. Perfect. Perfect. Now, Limlaith. This is up. Same at Foldberg. Garsfeld's already working on that. All right. So, don't have a huge amount
Forward!
on.
Chief! Chief! Move out! Orders! Move out! Orders! Move! Chief! Move out!
Forward.
Yes!
Now,
Move out!
fortunate.
Orders!
So,
General!
hopefully, sneaking them down there. Keep them out. Way of harm. Moment, anyway. In any case, gents, ladies, people in between, people outside, that's where we're gonna end this one. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for all you do. Inside, outside the stream, you know. So, I think I'll probably stream again tomorrow around noon PST. So if you'd like to drop in, wouldn't mind seeing you there. Ciao.